Damn.
So he's got bigger issues.
He's got bigger fish.
How about, oh, there he is.
There he is. The hitman.
There you go, hitman.
Hi, lads.
All right.
Hey, Norm.
Hi, Cat.
Hello.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I need
There she is.
hit video?
There she is.
I am literally in a hotel bathroom.
Yes.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
In the bathtub.
As promised.
You can say when we analyze teams, we talk about like what the team's identity is. Oh, this team's a running team. This team plays good defense. The ticket team's identity is resiliency. We are resilient. If we can't get knocked off during 100 days without sports, and we can thrive during a pandemic, and then we can get the worst winter storm in at least 10, if not 25 years, and we're still rolling, we are a resilient bunch.
Dang right.
Yes.
Crazy.
And I'd say that's a pretty good identity to have.
Yep. And
you guys were just jumping on when I said Jeremy has called, and he has a busted pipe in his house, and he was working on trying to get a plumber at the last minute to come out. And I mean, you know how plumbers are right now. They either aren't coming or you got to get on a waiting list to get it fixed. So he's dealing with that.
Oh,
there he is. Look at that, Jeremy.
He is.
Hey,
I'm just making an excuse for you.
I made it.
Yay, Jer.
Hi, Jer.
Wife is on the phone right now with other people, so.
Is your camera mobile? Can we see the disaster?
I'd rather not right now.
Okay. How bad is it, dude?
It's along the edge of the living room wall, and a lot of water came into the kitchen. It's a wall that's right on the outside, so it kind of got both in and out.
Damn, dude. I'm sorry.
Good luck.
Bummer.
Yeah,
is in the bathtub. This is the greatest thing ever.
This is more comfortable, and I don't look as giant, I don't think. I think this is a better angle.
Yeah.
Well, we're giving P1s a show today for sure. Travis Ohl is here with us. He's moderating this, and so what we'll do, and we'll have him get started. If you all want to make any kind of say anything as to the P1s that are assembled here, you can. Otherwise, what Travis will do is he'll moderate, and he'll bring folks in one at a time to comment or ask questions or talk. And when they do come on, you'll see them pop on the screen. They'll get to ask their question, and then he'll keep it rolling. And we'll go about 45 minutes or an hour, depending on how the questions roll. Jer, if you got something you need to deal with and step away, just go ahead.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Norm or Donovan, if you have anything to say, great. If not, we'll just have Travis start lining up some questions for y'all.
I do have one thing to say before we start. We made a pact as a show today, Jerry. You weren't on there, so I will excuse you. That we will have a toast while we're doing this Zoom call, because that's what we do. So I am the mayor of Browntown right now. So everyone,
I consider this a work event, so I don't feel comfortable drinking alcohol.
Oh, shut it.
Yeah, shut up.
I wasn't ready for this. Oh, here we are.
Oh, no way.
I always like how Mike Sirois forgets who he's talking to on here. Like, I don't know who Mike Sirois is at this point.
I'll take a shot before.
Hold that up again, Donovan.
Yep.
That looks like a urine sample.
Okay, well, it'll be a urine sample in about 2 hours. So there you go.
I thought you were going to go with, where's the umbrella? All right, well, cheers.
Cheers
to
everyone here in the panel. We really appreciate it. Travis, let's get rolling, baby.
Pour one out.
Real quick, so all of the P1s that are taking part, thanks for jumping in. There is a Q&A button. If you're online on your computer, it'll be at the bottom. I'm not sure where it is on your phone, but just go to that. If you have a question to ask, put it in there, and then we will, in order, pull everybody up. While I'm getting the first one ready, we had one that was emailed in. Norm, can you give the background on the ad-lib Choose Energy spot, and was there any sponsor backlash?
There was absolutely no sponsor backlash. In fact, I kind of think Choose Energy loved what happened. It was an absolutely new client. I had not gotten, I'd been told we were going to have this new client, but I hadn't gotten copy. And all of a sudden it showed up on the rundown for the day and I had no copy. And all of a sudden I had to do this spot. And all I recalled, I didn't have a phone number or a website or anything. And all I recalled was the basics of what Choose Energy, the very basics about what it was about. And that's what came out.
Well, now you've had time to think about it. You can explain thoroughly what Choose Energy does and who they benefit. Go ahead.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Now is a good
Energy, go.
Where are you getting your energy?
Verbatim, same thing.
It's a simple question. Where are you getting your energy in the world? And see, if you got a minute spot and you don't have any copy, you have to do things like repeat yourself. Repeat yourself.
I was there that day, and Norm is so like the curtain back, whatever. Like what level of broadcaster you are, the live spots play a part. So like Norm, Donovan, they're incredible. You can just hit go. But that's why Jeremy gives me like an hour heads up every day on his Twitter. He's like, look forward to this exciting live spot. He's doing it to let me know way early so I can write the whole thing, whatever. Like if you just say go and there's a live spot and you're not ready, I would panic. I'd be like, Jared, pull it, stop. I'll do it. Right. But Norm is just calmly looking through his papers while he's talking about Choose Energy. And just then realizing most of the way through, I'll never find it, and then finishing it up, Choose Energy. I'm like,
it's a simple question.
Bro, what a
simple question.
Yeah, it is simple.
All right, guys.
The magic man.
All right, we have Jeffrey in to ask a question. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
How's it going, Invasion?
What's up, Jeffrey?
Hey, first I'd like to, give a shout out and a thank you to Norm. As a little kid, in second, third grade, my dad would take me to school and we would listen to you on Cliff. And that's how I got started listening to sports radio. And then, you migrated over to the Ticket, and, that just made it that made that transition process so much easier and fun because, you were the soothing voice that I already knew. And so, you were my introduction to sports radio. So thank you, Norm.
Well,
but my question for the whole crew.
Thank your dad. He's obviously a man of taste.
Yes, he is. My question for the crew, specifically to Shale, is there aren't that many positives that came from that have come from the COVID pandemic, but I think one of them was the emergence of Among Us. And I think the Twitch stream with the invasion being summoned to space should be a monthly thing. I think, Sirois, thank you so much for giving that to us. Can we make it a monthly thing or whatnot?
Hey, I'm certainly down for that. And that's been a fun, like late night thing. It's stuff that we could, we do our business on the air, on the station, on the Ticket. But there's some things that just don't fit there. We could never obviously play a game like that. Mainly because of Julie's language. We couldn't do that on the air. So,
Guilty is charged.
what was the one time she was the killer and trying to hide it and someone accused her and she goes, that's preposterous. Like, that's exactly what a killer would say.
Everyone's trying to blame me. I had nothing to do with it.
Well, I pledge to Jose that I will try to get the gang together for a monthly game of Among Us. If you guys are down, I am certainly down because that is some late night fun for sure.
That's cool. Fun.
Cool.
In.
I think you're sus, Jules.
I'm always sus, Norm, especially right now in a bathtub.
All right, guys, we've got Matt in to ask a question. He's loading up right now.
Hey guys, joining y'all on a drink to celebrate. So first of all, thank you for doing this, obviously. And my question really went to you look at the iterations, the evolution of your show with Norm, and then you obviously had guys like Donnie, and then Sirois, and then Julie. Do you notice a change in demographics in your listenership? Or is how intentional was that? Because you obviously have a great combination of the greatest generation, or the boomers, if you will, Gen Xers, minorities, South Floridians, that sort of stuff. So I'm just kind of curious to get your feedback on if you've seen any difference in the way and the types of people who might listen to your show. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Norm?
Well, gee, we do have now male, female, black, white, old, young. The person to answer that would be Jeff Catlin, wouldn't he? Wouldn't it be the cat?
I would say that the demographics of the show always have mirrored the demographics of the station. And I think when you start getting into like trying to make finite determinations on, oh, well, we have an old guy and a black guy and a girl now, that it totally changes the demographics of the show or the station isn't really true. I think for a sports radio station, the ticket has largely been fairly diverse. Our percentage of female audience is the one that's grown over the years, as I think the station has become more mainstream over the years. The minority audience that we've had on the station has grown over the last several years. And I think Donovan does deserve some credit for that. And I think, that's just, I think goes to longevity, but it hasn't been something that you can see and track and go, oh, well, since Donovan was on bad radio, this is what happened. Or since Julie's been doing middays, this is what happened. I think it's really been a natural evolution and growth on the station as a whole. And I think really what's always driven the decisions that we make is simply to have the best people on the radio station that we can find, the most talented and really the best fit. And, diversity is something that I think makes everybody better. It makes us all have different perspectives for one thing, but I think it makes everybody better. It makes the talent level on the station increase, and nobody wants to just hear or see or talk to people that are just like them. At least I don't. I think it provides a more interesting and dynamic discussion and talent pool when we can have as many diverse opinions from generations and genders and races and different backgrounds and upbringings. That's a big thing too, is the upbringing that people have had, just the folks that are on this call right here, from where they grew up and the generation or their families of origin are all important things too in the demographics of the station. But the station, I hope, reaches the biggest audience as we possibly can, and it doesn't really matter who we have on there as long as I think we do a good job. That's my opinion.
Cool. All right, next up we got Jimmy.
Hey guys,
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
I think it's great that Julie is dropping the White Claw on us.
Is she? Is that all those White Claws?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We made a pit stop on the way home from work. Load up on my White Claw.
All right. Well, Invasion, you'll be happy to know that in honor of your show, 13 years ago, I moved to a street called Normandy Avenue.
Whoa.
Yay.
That's what I'm talking about.
That math works out, but okay. Thank you.
My question's for Donnie. I was wondering if you could write about 5 more verses to White People Land and possibly release a dance remix. I think about this song day and night. My wife's sick of it, so come on, you got to come out with a sequel.
Yeah, we may have to come out with a remix version of it, especially if I'm hanging out with Sirois and he's making me do all these things. So yeah, I think that could be the case. Maybe we'll flip it if Sirois ever steps into my world, and maybe we'll have a Black People Land song. I don't know. We have to run that through Cat, though. You never know what the hell's going to happen with that. But yeah, we'll definitely do it. It's fun. I love it. I love listening to it. I sing it all the time, just like you do. Seriously.
Let me, especially after what you did on Saturday, because we're running, we're gonna have. It's gonna be the longest song in the world if you just keep doing shit and I don't do anything and add to it. But the Radiohead review was so WPL. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I want to repay you. I want to play this game however you want to do it.
Right.
I was like, you know what? I should offer, and I'll do it right here. I should offer to dress up and go to church with Donovan. I feel like that would be something that's out of my, not necessarily comfort zone.
Oh,
but just,
it's out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it's way out of my
And I want it to be one of the special days where it's not just regular service. It's one of the programs that you're going to get the extra spiritual loving that day. Oh, heck yeah.
All right. So in honor of pouring it out for Ticketstock, I will pledge to attend church with you at any time you want.
Shale, you're committing to like 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can the one white dude sneak out in the middle of church and not
no chance? No chance whatsoever. They'll stop the service down. Hey, where you going? The visitors part is not until the very end, so you can stay the whole time.
The good thing is you don't have to get there on time, Mike.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Dear.
No. He's very accurate by that because I'm not gonna get there on time, so we're good.
All right, we'll do it.
Well, I thought we were going to keep it real. Are we not?
Oh, we're having fun here. Cat, get off of this.
Having fun here now.
All right, guys. Up next, we've got Darren. Hey, Darren.
Yeah. Hey,
Man.
this is awesome. Sirois, would you wear the sundress to church with Donnie? That's not my question. That's a
Yeah,
side
among
question.
the reasons I would stick out, I think I don't need any more, so probably not on the sundress. It is sitting right in that closet right there, though. If this thing goes a couple hours, you never
Yeah,
know.
a couple
I'll
more
pop-
drinks and we'll have it. We'll have it.
Brown
Go,
drink.
we'll see what happens.
So, Donnie, what would your church say if you showed up with Shale wearing a sundress?
I think just stop at show up with Shale. What would they say? I think that's where we have to start. The dress is the added on to it that I have no idea. I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Darren. Is that Darren, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Darren.
So we've long heard the rumors of an au pair story, Sirois. I believe it started the one night right when the Pandy started, and y'all were testing out the late night remote. So yeah, if now is not the best time, I don't know when it would be.
This is not the best time. As I'm
It
staring
is.
at Norm, if Norm mutes himself, then I might be down. I will just say that I had one of my very first intimate moments was with an au pair of a friend of mine, and it was a very special, magical time. Darren, that's all you need to know. Damn it!
So magical that you don't remember her name.
It was some Swedish. I can't pronounce it. There were some V's and some SV's. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
What is happening? Okay, I was like, what's going on over?
Power
lighting
outage.
situation.
Up next, we got Chris.
Oh, Chris
There
has got to
he
get the
is.
glare out of his screen. That's what it is.
Yeah, sorry, I got bad lighting.
I drink
Chris.
before every question.
All right, same here.
Hey, baby.
All right.
All right. Honored to see you all there. Shout out to Big Jer, the best board
Hi.
op ever. When I see Catlin's photo up there on the top, and I see the drums in the background, all I can think about is Step Brothers. I can't remember why.
Me too.
Yeah.
But two questions, one for Norm and one for Donnie Doo. So Norm and Elizabeth Hitzges, you have been to Lake Titicaca. We've heard of that several times.
Yep.
What's the easiest? Is that an easy trip to see Iguazu Falls and that at the same time? Is there any way to get to Iguazu Falls without a helicopter? What are your thoughts on that trip? Because you've seen all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you look like a young Norv Turner, the Cowboys' offensive coordinator.
I can see that. I can
Agree.
Cheers to North Turner.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to hear that word young because I'm 58. So appreciate it.
It would be difficult to do Lake Titicaca and Iguazu Falls in the same trip. Your best trip is to stay in Argentina and just do spots in Argentina while you're going to Iguazu Falls. I did Bolivia when I did Peru. You can take a bus. Oh Lord, a bus from Peru to Bolivia. That was an experience. I don't think I've ever shared a bus before with chickens, but that's another matter. But you can take the poorly
Is that a
named,
chicken?
yes,
That's
the poorly
Julie's line.
named Royal Bus Line from Peru down to Bolivia and Lake Titicaca.
And Chris, I heard you had to do the trip to Lake Titicaca twice.
Shout out to Johnny. Good one, Donnie.
Shout out to my joke. Shout out to my joke. Everybody got it. Shout out to my joke.
Still trying to get it. I'm trying to get it.
My question for you, Donnie. Thank you, Norm. That was awesome because I would try to do too much in one trip. Donnie, I wondered of all the trips you've been with Twig and her friends, which was your favorite? Because you've been some pretty exotic places yourself.
I think, you know what? As a matter of fact, we talked about that the other day. I do think the Italy trips, and it was probably the most recent, is the one that we enjoyed the most. Like Dubai was awesome. South Africa was really awesome, but it was just something about Italy that we loved, and we'll probably put that on top as far as trying to go back to revisit. Had a wonderful time. Shout out to Italy.
Italy.
All right, we have a question from Gary who didn't want to hop on video, but can you give the history or the background on the laser theme?
Yeah, I guess I can do that one. I mean, we're friends with this cool German band from Germany, obviously, and I find them brilliant and underappreciated and very funny. And I mean, that was over 10 years ago now, whenever I started with Norm.
Yeah.
And one of the things, right when I started, I was like, I don't know if every show has like an open that you feel, like, I mean, but Norm's were very different, and they're still very different every day. And I kind of do like that. You never know what you're going to get. And Jeremy has put together a nice a compilation of a bunch of interesting, funny opens. But I was like, I contacted one of the guys.
That was Hamel, wasn't it?
Hamel. I was lucky enough to find a contact for, and I was like, dude, I'm starting with Norm. Let's see if we can get a new open done. And he put a lot of work into that. And it was so good, but it's like, we can't play it every day. You can't play it 5 days a week. That's way too much. And frankly, that exact open plays every Friday, which is a lot for a very specific open. So I thought it was brilliantly funny. And we kind of eventually settled on, let's do it every Friday. But they put that
And
together.
people get pissed if we don't run it every Friday. They're like, why didn't you run it today? I'm confused. I'm frightened.
Yeah,
we have to keep it now. It's tradition.
Yeah, there's some random Fridays, maybe the 5th of November, or
after a Thursday night Cowboys game, for example.
Right. Yes, exactly. Where we kind of do something different. And every time we do anything other than Friday Laser Open, somebody will tweet us that they're unhappy about it. So it's brilliant. I'm glad we get to play it once a week. I think it's really good, and those guys are incredible.
Remember.
And don't forget tomorrow's show. I don't know what time. Norm is going to have Ice Capade stats tomorrow.
Yes, I'll have Ice Capade stats.
Yep.
All right, guys. Up next, we have Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
Carrie.
You're muted, Carrie.
What's he saying?
I don't know.
You talking golf? Is it a golf question?
Okay, now.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Hey, I've had interactions with everybody on this screen except for Jules. Wave to me, Jules. This will be our interaction. There you go. Either through email, Twitter. Jeremy, you have fixed the internet so many times for me. But question, Norm, what is your favorite memory from Cliff? Because I remember you, Dan Bennett, Wally Lynn, and just give me your favorite memory from Cliff.
Oh, and that was such fun starting that show up. I think one of my favorite story memories is when you're doing a startup show in the morning. We were happy to go on remote almost any place. And one morning I did the Texaco Mart at Skillman and Northwest Highway. And when I got there, and I realized this is a show that goes on at 5:30. And when I got there about 4:30, I went inside the Texaco Mart and looked for where we were setting up. And we weren't setting up inside. We were setting the show up outside at a gas station at an incredibly busy corner. And as the sun came up, people would go by and honk their horns and everything. And I thought, that's okay. I can work with that. And then about 6:45, it started to get pretty dark again outside. And the clouds gathered. And all of a sudden, the rain started pouring down. And I thought, I'm going to die right here. There are too many electrical wires for me to not die on this spot. I'm going to die at a Texaco Mart doing a radio show. So I said to Dan during like the 6:45 or 7:10 break, Dan, I'm coming back in. and Dan had to do the next segment and a half or so before I made the drive all the way back down Central to where we were doing the where we had the station then. But that's one of the memories from that show.
We need that audio.
Well, we do.
Yes.
Doing 2 segments.
Or
To
not
almost,
10
die,
minutes.
to almost dying at Texaco. Yay.
Donnie's so cheersy today.
So cheersy.
All right, guys, we've got Vicky on.
Vicky.
Hey, I'm not a day one P1, but I'm a longtime P1. I stuck with Norm at Cliff until he moved over to the little ticket, and then I moved with Norm. And I watched Julie on the Stars Insider and became a big fan of hers. And so my question is for Julie. I wanted to know how you and Emily got to be good friends, and I love watching the mom game. And how did you guys come up with that idea? Because that's just a great podcast.
Oh, that is so sweet, Vicky. Thank you. How did I get to know Emily? Well, I worked at Fox Sports Southwest for almost 10 years, like right out of college. So I started there in 2008. And so I've known Emily since then. We were never like really great friends, but we were good friends. We were coworkers. So once podcasts started really becoming a thing, and I knew I wanted to try and do one because I thought it sounded fun, I reached out to her and she was into it. I knew that she was like, she has all these different business ventures and she's always exploring and trying new things. So she was down for it. And it's been a lot of fun. I just kind of see it as like a female perspective on all, you know, a female ticket in a way. We just talk about things from a mom and wife perspective, and we try to be goofballs and have fun as well.
Cool. All right, next up we've got
The mom game.
Thanks, Donnie.
Dude, that's not even a person. What are we? We're doing a drink every time.
I just realized Julie graduated college 43 years after I graduated college.
Yeah, I knew when I said that I might get age shamed around here.
Boy.
You're in a bathtub. You got more other stuff to worry about.
Right. We're more worried about that than
True.
than your
You're
age.
doing better than I am, Norm.
All right, guys, we've got John on.
Hi, John.
John Moon. Oh,
You
unmute yourself.
must be
John.
muted, John. We can't hear you.
There we go.
Hey.
Ooh, green
Cheers,
screen beer.
cheers. Mr. Sirois, Donovan, Jules,
Hey,
Mr.
John.
Norm. Hey, Norm, I've got a million questions for everybody, especially, Sirois, but Norm, I really want to know more about that year you spent on the beach down in Texas.
It was.
So, I mean, was it really a year? Were you in Port Aransas? Were you in Port Isabel? I want to know where. I want to do the Trail of Norm down the coast of Texas.
Well, it. By the way, those are nice guitars in the background, bud.
Oh, thanks. Here,
Play us a little something.
Those.
No stairway.
Whoa.
Cattle get on the drums. You get on the
yeah,
guitar.
cattle get on the drums. We'll jam.
Julie will sing.
We'll play the theme till white people land, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get it done.
It wasn't a year. That's something I think Mike said that. But anyway, it was a summer. I'd been in a really, really bad auto accident, and I couldn't work, so I went back to school, and I went to see the doctor, and he said, "Listen, you got to take some time off." He said, "You just got to let your body heal." And I said, "Well, I don't have the money to take some time off, basically." And he said, "Well, I can't help with that." And I said, "Well, if I go someplace, I don't have the money to go someplace to do that." And then I thought, wait a minute, the beach is free. So it was to a beach called Malaki, which is, if you go to Corpus Christi, go across the causeway and keep going. When the road runs out, you're officially on the beach at Malaki. And the nice thing, it was a federally protected beach. So the troopers came by a time or two every day just to make sure the bad element wasn't there. And that's where I learned to bury wine in the sand to keep it cool. And I spent about, 4 or 5 weeks there sleeping and living on the sand and playing pool at a place called the Sail Club at night.
Did you bathe in the Gulf of Mexico?
No, though that did suffice at times for bathing, Mike. There was a public shower not far down the beach that you could drive down to, that you could get a shower in.
Did you?
What year was this? The 70s?
This was 1970. Yes, Cat. The summer of 70.
Did you ever have a date that you brought back to go drink some wine that you buried?
You brought back to your dune.
pan?
This is my dune.
Hey, honey, let's go back to my place.
Yes.
It's right there with the wine buried in the sand.
Exactly. Let's go back to my place. Mine's the third dune on the left.
Smells like grass. Don't ask why.
Yeah, the one with the night train buried in it.
All right, guys. Up next, we have Mark.
Mark.
What up? I was hoping not to get on actually, but since I'm here and it looks like alcohol is probably out, is anybody giving up anything for Lent this season?
I'm giving up electricity for Lent. That's what I did the last couple days.
Gave up heat for Lent.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 40 days of it, so you still got a while to go, but
I'm out then. Is that part of the deal? I don't know how it works.
I don't know how this Lent works.
I did a couple days. No electricity.
Didn't we try to give up cheese last year?
No, we gave up cursing, right?
Yeah, we had the swear jar.
Oh, we talked about cheese though.
We probably talked about cheese, yes.
Julie, we gave up cursing and that shit didn't work.
I know. You guys filled up that jar so quick.
That's right. I think we maybe invested in Bitcoin or something with the money that we
Yeah, whatever happened to that money? Craig Trey just bought a new.
We went to the Cumulus Cafe, just nothing but Planters peanuts and fruit snacks.
Yeah, Craig Trey's been eating out of that cafe now for 4 years because of it.
All right, off of our swear jar.
Okay, guys, we have Andrew in. Hey,
Oh, power.
Andrew.
Jeremy just got power. That was cute.
Power. Look at the power of the ticket.
Look at the power.
It'll be gone in an hour. That's how it's been working.
Andrew, what's happening?
Yeah, so hey, Sirois, being a fellow Floridian and kind of living all over the country, have you ever thought about moving back to Florida, or is Texas now your home? And kind of same question for everybody else. Would you consider leaving Dallas, especially Julie, with your husband working in pro sports? And would that be a promotion? Would you want to move to Montreal or Winnipeg?
I think Andrew is auditioning to do tickers around here or something.
Yeah.
That voice, he's like,
Nice.
I'd like to hear Julie's answer because in all
I would
honesty,
too,
it's
yeah.
sort of your husband has a job that theoretically he could have that job for a different team, and suddenly you might be in Calgary.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much put it in our vows that I'm not going anywhere cold ever.
Well,
especially after this week. Oh my God, can you imagine? Like all of those Canadian teams are in pretty much brutal places, except for the Vancouver Canucks, which is near his home. But I don't really. I went to college in Missouri, and I feel like that was long enough being away from Texas. I just love it here too much, and he understands that about me. We have a lot of family here. I have family in Texas, and I don't really ever want to leave. So fingers crossed we won't have to.
Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, and I grew up in Miami and then Sarasota, Florida. Those places are far more beautiful, specifically Sarasota, than I think gave it credit for when I was there as a kid growing up. Because anytime this is where you grew up, I got to get out of this town. I got to go do something. But now when I go back to visit, it's look. I talked to Vita the other day, yesterday. The shit that we were all dealing with. And she was mad that her kitty was running out the sliding glass door that was open. It was 69 degrees and the kitties are running.
Nice.
Yes, nice. So she was like, oh no, the cats are running wild. The sliding glass doors are open. So it was perfect there. So I do appreciate Florida a whole lot more. And I would imagine someday I will be not too far from a beach in Florida and many golf courses. But for now, man, I love Dallas.
Yeah,
honestly.
like when you're 70, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I can remember being in school in class and the professors telling us that in this business, you're going to have to work some crazy places, some crazy hours just to get the opportunity to try and work in a major market like Dallas. And being born and raised in Dallas, I've been absolutely blessed to not have to have lived anywhere else and have worked in the same town that I've grown up in my entire life. I can't imagine living anywhere else. I really can't. But it's just crazy to hear the adventures of a lot of other people. I even know Kat went to Kansas City and then came back. And it's just a lot of places. Norm's been all over the place that you have to go in this business to try to make it. And I can't express enough gratitude to have worked and lived in the same place that I grew up in my entire life. Like my parents still live in the same house I grew up in. So it's just, I can't imagine being anywhere else. Like if I had to, I would, I guess. But
what if you got offered like 5-6 times your salary to go to New York City, the #1 thing? And I would love to hear that conversation with you and Twig. Because you're like one of the best stories of DFW, dude. What you're doing, I love it. But
right.
And also in radio, and there is this, I don't care, but the New York thing. And if the money was there, would you actually uproot everything off to the #1 market, the big?
Well, if the money is there, you probably would have to. But seriously, it would take some convincing for my wife also. Like she's born in Texas, and her family, all of her family's in East Texas, and she's never been 2 hours away from them. So it would probably take some convincing to say, hey, we need to uproot and go up there. But yeah, it's amazing. I never thought that I would be here my entire life, my entire career, just working here in the town that I grew up in. It's wild.
Yeah, but Donnie, it wouldn't be hard to convince your wife there's virtually no difference between Gilmer and New York City.
Oh, right, yeah. Come on to New York, sweetheart. We got this. So yeah, it's crazy. I love it though. I'm glad I'm here and my whole entire family is here and all that good stuff.
All right, up next we've got Chase.
What's up, guys? How are you guys doing?
Hey, Chase.
Hey, Chase.
This guy is stoned. I can tell right now. This guy's stoned.
You got a text message from me that said
Chase,
that. It's not
look
fair.
in the camera and tell me if I'm
I can
lying.
smell it.
That was probably
smell it.
Hey,
I know him. Tell the truth.
you're right. It's okay. Anyways, I love all of you guys. Julie, you hated our chili at the Lake Highlands chili cook-off last year.
Oh no,
Julie!
We'll go
Julie!
Didn't even get a point.
I didn't hate any of the trips. So that's false.
That's fine. All right. I could ask all of you guys a million questions, but Norm, I've got one for you. What is your favorite interview of all time? I know you've done quite a few, but you've got to have one that sticks out from all of them.
Well, years and years and years and years back, I got to interview Arthur Ashe, and unfortunately, only about a month later, Arthur Ashe passed. I remember that interview as one of the finest gentlemen I'd ever met. If I had to pick one that I simply remember, it's when Howard Cosell was rolling in this country, and he was Howard Cosell. I spent about 6 months going back and forth trying to get Howard Cosell as a guest on the air. And finally he agreed to. And as soon as he did, I thought, oh, if I screw up, this guy is going to tear into me. And Howard Cosell actually did an hour with me on my WFAA sports talk show. And that was just amazing. Talking to Howard Cosell for an hour.
That was better than when you interviewed Busta Rhymes.
Busta.
Or Ice Cube.
You're a real name.
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Julie, tell the truth. Did one of your kids just deliver another White Claw?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Because Julie had the joy in her face of seeing a kid, but the bigger joy was having another White Claw.
Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Two of my favorite things all at the same time.
like if her husband would have delivered it, she would have just snatched it out of his hand.
Yeah,
What took you so long?
It was
Is the
Anna. It was
child having one for her or himself?
Kelly?
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Oh yeah.
We got the dude.
He's
Look
in
at
the
this.
bowling alley.
Look at this.
Oh, that's
we
a
got
back
Gary.
That's Big Lebowski. What do we got, Gary?
Hey, Gary.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity. Pour one out, right?
Woo!
Absolutely.
Over the
Pull one
line,
in.
Gary.
Hey, a quick question for Norm, if you don't mind. So, Norm, I know that your relationship with Gordon Keith has not always been the greatest. And obviously, though, over time, it's changed quite a bit. So I would wonder if there was any one event, one particular moment when you realized that Gordon actually had something to offer to the station and to radio.
Oh my God, Gary, I knew that before I came downstairs. I just thought there were some occasions, especially the John F. Kennedy Jr. thing, that I thought he crossed the line. But know something. I always thought Gordon had an extraordinary mind, still do. He's got an extraordinary mind. And his mind is always wide open. It's always going someplace. And by the way, where he's going is almost never where any of us are going. But he's got an extraordinary mind. And all you have to do is listen to Gordon for a day or two to understand that.
All right, guys. Next up, we have Kevin.
Kevin.
Good afternoon, guys.
There's a lot of very impressive certificates behind you, Kevin.
Yeah, what are you doing? Are you a certificate collector?
Oh, you completed the cyber training for Cumulus too.
Actually, Norm, one of those is from the University of Fredonia.
Really?
I'm the one that writes you every once in a while that I went to school in Fredonia.
Well, people should know that my hometown is Dunkirk.
Right.
Kevin is from Fredonia, and you are now leaving Dunkirk sign and the you now entering Fredonia sign are on the same telephone pole.
Yeah, they're both pretty small. The Fredonia doubles in size when the school's in session.
There's not a suspicious email that's going to get past Kevin with all those certificates behind.
No. Lots of years in tech. I got it
Yeah,
covered.
Kevin Mitnick has no chance.
So I see a lot of brown drink being drunk, but I came armed for the Zin bin, and then Julie's not in there. She's drinking White Claw.
Yeah, but anything can go into the Zin bin.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I didn't read that. See, I did miss the memo then. I didn't know that was.
Hey, Kevin, she has to get out of the tub to make her homemade Zen.
She's got to get out of the cinder block prison.
Kevin, ask Jeremy Moran a question.
Times are tough.
Okay.
God.
Jeremy, how is it doing this without being on the actual camera range? Oh, he's not answering.
He's not there. Okay.
Someone else, I guess.
My real question was for Donnie.
Yes, sir.
Donnie, is it too much of an invasion of privacy to ask you to show us a few of the pictures that adorn your house?
Oh, no, not at all.
Excellent. I didn't know if you could make the camera do that or not. Yes?
Kevin, we've only got about an hour here.
Yeah.
No, that's why I just did some. I don't want to see them all.
You guys ready?
We're ready.
To the next Zoom.
This is the stand where the cable box and all that. That's the only thing that's on here, and about a whole bunch of pictures. So here we go.
Oh, there we go. Look at that handsome
minute.
devil.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Wait a minute. What do we have
Three,
there?
don't count them.
4.
Oh.
Oh,
there's a whole nother row.
Oh my.
Another layer. All right, Donnie.
Oh my, another row.
Whoa, what is that one to the bottom right? Was that?
It's Twig and her mom.
Okay.
Oh, that's cute.
I saw a lot of hair, and I was wondering if that was. All right, here, show us the cardboard cutout while you're up. Yeah, watch this. Here he goes. I know exactly where he's walking.
Cardboard cutout of himself.
Yes, in his own house. Like Home Alone.
Does that ever scare Basil?
No, I had to put Basil up in his crate because he. Oh, hang on. You got to see this. This is a okay. This is the greatest anniversary gift that we've ever given to each other. This is a painting.
Oh
A
my.
painting?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's beautiful.
It is
Yep.
beautiful, but is that
Hey, Kat, you know who did this? Aubrey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's another collage of pictures from when we went to Dubai.
Wow.
Look at this.
It's a lot of memories.
There you go.
Let's see that garage while we're here. Come on.
No, you
Let's
can't do
just
that.
have one look at it.
No, Mike, the door won't open.
He just pushes it. It's like 1 inch.
I had to put Basil in his crate.
Hey,
Oh.
Hi, Basil.
the Basil. Oh, he is pissed.
Why don't we do the rest of the Zoom call with the camera on Basil posing as Donovan?
Yeah.
All right, I'm tired now.
There you go.
All right, guys, we've got Patrick up next.
Patrick the Sailor Man. What do
Hey,
you got?
Patrick.
Hey guys, just wanted to know if you guys have been given any kind of time frame for getting back in studio, and Shale, if you have any big plans for what kind of a soiree you're gonna throw.
The directive, all the COVID protocols that we've been following come directly from Cumulus. And if you're not aware, Ticket is a part of a bigger company, Cumulus, which most people know, but we have over 100 different work locations across the country and over 5,000 employees. So all the COVID protocols that we have come directly from corporate, just like I'm sure most everybody that's watching and participating today, your company has the same or similar COVID protocols that you're following. The latest directive that we've been given is that we won't be back in studio on the regular at least before April 1st and no later than July 1st. So there's that 90-day window in there where we could go to a split schedule or an on again, off again schedule, or some people could come back while others don't. And I think it's all timed on how the vaccine is rolling out throughout the country, how the case numbers are throughout the country. And they make all these decisions not just based on Dallas or the Ticket, they're making them for the entire company. So I would hope sometime between March and July, we would get everybody back there and we'll all be together again. And I said this, some of you may have heard this at the very beginning when we were talking amongst ourselves. One of the things I will say about our team, not only just the folks that are here on this call, but all of our programming folks on the Ticket, resiliency is the name of the game. Everybody is so resilient in dealing with this pandemic. And if you would have told me as a manager a year ago that we would be doing this 10 or 11 months, I don't even know that I would want to have believed it. I couldn't have dealt with it. But to know that we've come back on the other side and we're almost to the finish line makes me feel good, because I think one of the key components of the radio station, if you can't tell by being on this call, is that everybody really enjoys each other's company and everybody likes seeing each other around the halls. And when you don't see people day to day, even if it's for 5 minutes during a shift change, I think we miss something. And I think we miss some of that camaraderie and just hanging out. And the stupidest crap happens in the hallways of the Ticket that then ends up on air and makes funny stuff, makes bits and whatever. And I know I'm ready to get back to that. So hopefully, knock on wood, we're pretty close now.
All right, next up we have Colby.
Colby, like the cheese.
Oh,
like the
Exactly.
Let's talk cheese.
Right.
Cheese.
It's all about cheese.
Well, hey everybody, cheers from the Pac Northwest.
Hey.
Hey Norm, I know you're a traveling man. Have you spent much time in the Pac Northwest, Washington, Oregon, and any fond memories? And then for the group, the hardest you've laughed. I think you guys make us laugh and think every day. I think the hardest I've laughed is probably the meatball story when you guys were at the compound, and then when Jared missed his 3-footer, 3-incher, I guess. and then Mike, hey, shout out. I talked to you one time when you were in a bar in Hitzges. My buddy Joe Barry was out there with you guys playing golf, and I think we chatted for about 2 or 3 minutes one night when you guys were having a good time. So cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks, Colby. Thanks, Mr. Cheese Man.
Yep. And by the way, Joe Barry is a dude.
Oh yeah.
He's a dude.
That's Fort Worth. What's the Winslow's Wine Cafe in Fort Worth. Oh my God.
Okay, absolutely.
Dude, if I wish I lived closer. That's one of my regrets, because
that's a great place.
Is so good.
Yes.
That's Joe Barry's spot.
I haven't spent enough time in the Pacific Northwest the time I've spent there, I really do like. I wish I could get out there and get to Vancouver Island and a place called Snoqualmie Falls that I've heard wonderful things about.
Hey, Donnie.
Yes, sir.
Guess what exists?
What's that?
TPC Snoqualmie Falls.
Whoa! Looks like we'll spend some time in the Pacific Northwest then, if that's the case.
I did play it once. It is, they have a Boeing is up there, so a Boeing Champions Tour event is out there, and it's so beautiful, amazing place. I've never actually been to Oregon. Tons of time in Washington, but Portland is probably one of my number one cities that I've never been to, but I don't know exactly where he lives.
I've never been to Portland, and that's one of the things that I'm going to have to correct real soon. Never been. We've been to Seattle a couple of times. Cat, it was one time when the Cowboys played the playoff game up there, and the show went up there with Bob and Dan, and it was the most time I've ever had in my life. It was dark at 4:30. It rained like ass every single day. It was cold as hell. I hated it. And then we went back up there when we went to Vancouver, Twig and I, for a trip, and it was unbelievable. So I'm with you, Norm. I've got to spend some more time up in that part of in that region, because I've heard great things about it, but I've just never been.
Well, maybe we'll get an offer from a Seattle station, Donnie.
Yeah, or a Portland station, something like that. You know, we love those Trailblazers. We love them so much.
All right, guys, up next we have Shauna. I believe her question's for Julie. I'm not sure where Julie went.
Shauna.
Oh, there she is.
Hi, guys.
There's the bathtub girl.
I have lots of questions. I have lots of questions, but it is for Julie. But first, I wanted to say a few things. Norm, I have shake voice. Sorry. Norm, so happy that you are on the road to recovery. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. We're all praying for you.
Thank you. That's nice of you. I have a very important re-exam on Monday. So Tuesday morning, we'll know more information.
Okay. Well, good vibes your way.
Thanks.
Donnie Do. I am from Duncanville. I grew up there. I don't live there now, but I love hearing your stories about Duncanville. I just love it. Mike Sirois, you're probably my second favorite new addition that I found during this pandy. I just love you. I crack up all the time. I run metal bats in my head all the time. But my most favorite addition is Julie, because as a P1 for 21 years now, I'm a P1. I don't call myself a V1. I think that's kind of trashy. I'm old school. I'm a P1.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Julie, it was so cool to hear you come on and get more and more airtime. It's like, I feel like you're kind of representing us. I never call in because I'm scared of all these guys. So I wondered if it was scary for you busting into the guys club, coming in there, and you're just getting stronger and stronger. And I love it. And I'm just wondering, when you first came on, were you scared?
Thank you, Shauna. That's so nice of you to say all of those things. Glad you're here on our Zoom call. I don't know. I was never really scared. I think I worked in sports for a long time before I worked at the Ticket. So I was dealing with mostly men in TV and in locker rooms and all of that. But had it gone a different way, I could have like totally backtracked and started getting scared. But all of these guys were so kind and welcoming and like genuinely make me laugh like crazy, as we all know. So I think that just helped me feel comfortable, and it's just become more and more fun with the longer that I've stayed. So no, there was never too much being scared, but I'm lucky to work with every single person on both of my shows. I genuinely enjoy, and if I could say I love them all, I do. I love them all. So
I'd like to say something about Julie, seriously, because I think it's a tendency at times to try to handle some people with kid gloves. And I think when I first started, I think I may have been more nervous than Julie when I first started.
Really?
And I think at times I was handled with kid gloves a little bit, because it was a little, different. And, just being who I am and those guys not really knowing me. But Julie has been absolutely outstanding in every aspect of everything, because at first, you just wonder where you can go and what you can say. And she is the one, and I'm just speaking personally, this is just me. She is the one that made me feel comfortable enough to say, dude, I'm just Julie. You just be you, I'll be me, and everything will be fine. And it's worked perfectly as far as her being a part of this. And I couldn't imagine now her not being a part of this thing, because she's stepped in so quickly and just formed a presence that I don't think we can do without now. She is incredibly awesome.
Donnie, thank you.
Hey, and Donnie,
cheers
you were
to
handled,
Julie.
And yes, cheers for Julie. And Donnie, you were handled with kid gloves because of the threatening email we got from HR.
All right. I think that's the case. Yes, you're right.
All right. Anyway, Shauna, do you have any more questions?
So, Shauna, back to Shale. Back to Shale.
Shale information? Is that anything?
I think she's gone.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I was pulling somebody up and they
Yes.
bailed, but I have a question from somebody who pre-submitted for Mike and Donnie. What are your favorite golf gambling games to play, and what are the rules?
Boring.
So, Shale, go ahead.
Not boring. Well, Donnie is still, we're working on Donnie. He's becoming a golfer, and we're going to gamble eventually pretty soon, but I will say, okay, fine, boring. So I'm not going to get into the details. There are some complex ones. It's super fun. And if you're golfing and not
Why did you let Cat bully you like that?
No, because he's kind of right. What am I going to spend?
Bullied you.
Am I going to spend 100 seconds explaining some golf gambling game?
Because Cat said it was boring. That's the only reason you're not doing it.
Clearly, I was right.
For a very rare time, Cat has a good point in this.
Oh my God!
So, I will admit.
Cheers to Cat.
The Cat, yes. We're not in trouble, are we? Have we done anything terrible yet? Here's my friend Scott Whitmire. Hey, Scott, what can we do for you? Where's?
Go ahead, Scott. You're
Hey,
muted.
Scott, you're muted, Scott. We can't hear you.
Just stay muted. You're fine. I'll feel it.
I'm sure you can talk for all of us, Shell. Thanks for doing this, guys. It's a lot of fun.
There he is.
Got my brown drink.
My man.
Heck yeah.
My question is directed at Norm. How do you think, with the addition of Donnie, Mike, Julie, that younger influence has made your show, for you, you become more comical, more pop culture than you used to be over the years?
Well, it was not difficult to become more pop cultured. It
is
is really
pop culture back before anyone was on board.
No,
I think he was straight sports when it was him and Frito.
Yeah. What's going on with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez? Jennifer, it's both their names.
I've changed dramatically as a talk show host. When you add other people to a show, they bring all sorts of different lifestyles and agendas and pursuits. And it used to be just me. Honestly, it used to be just me. And it isn't anymore now. It's virtually 5 people now. And that changes you. It broadens you tremendously as a talk show host. And I really appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun on this show. And I know that sounds almost like some cliche throwout, but it is the truth. I'm having a great deal of fun with this show. And
Where
tomorrow
else?
I will have ice capades.
There you go. And where else can you have a segment where you talk about a thermos?
Yeah.
Only with a show with Donovan, Shale, and Julie. That's where you can.
I missed thermos talk. Oh no!
You missed thermos talk today.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Yep. But
Yeah.
Chair, hey, don't worry. There's a new segment coming that we decided today that every week or two, we're going to do a segment entitled, How Does That Work?
All right. I love it.
That's it. We're starting it. How does that work, Jared? We need an open.
Are we going to start with the power grid? Is that like set topic number one? How does the power grid work?
Topic number one was the
Like
thermos.
anyone could even know that.
Yeah, the thermos talk was topic number one this week. So we'll go next week with something different. And how does that work?
Like it.
All right, guys, we got time for one more. So we have Timothy on audio, no video. Go ahead, Timothy.
What? Show your face.
Yeah.
Hey guys, sorry, my
Go to Sean.
camera is not working. I apologize, but I love you guys.
I'm on OnStar.
And yeah, OnStar, I'll do that. But being a displaced Texan now in Colorado, I just want to say I stream you guys at least 12 hours a day, and I never miss your guys' show. But I was wondering, I've worked out of the house for about 10 years now, and you guys, do you miss the studio, and do you prefer working at home? And then for Jeff and Jer, how much more difficult is dealing with the hosts in a remote location as you're dealing with now? Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Timothy. Let's start with Jer, because I'm pretty sure he has some tales about that. Jer.
Have you ever seen those acts where the guy is spinning plates on top of sticks, trying to keep them all spinning at the same time? That's kind of what it's like, especially when you got them coming in from multiple places, like the Musers at the bunker, Norm at home, Donovan at home, Mikey at home, and it's very busy. It takes a lot of work, but we've got the technology that's so far kept us afloat. I apparently heard there's been some problems this week, but that's just the way things are today. But it's stressful, but it's at least we're on the air, and it's kind of nice being up at the station with very few people there.
Yeah, I missed the studio a ton when the pandemic first started and I was working from home. I probably did it for maybe a month straight, and just wanted to come in because I do think you get the feel of just seeing the people that you're talking to. I think the one thing that I couldn't get out of my head was sitting in my bedroom talking on the radio. I couldn't get over that. And I still can't get over that even this week when I've been home this entire week at my kitchen table doing the show. So I've been going in studio now probably for the last 8-9 months, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I just love seeing Jer and Julie and Mike. And I tell you what, we really had fun on the Normathon, Norm, when you were in studio that day for those 14 hours, and it felt normal again. And that's that kind of normalcy that I think a lot of people are missing now because they're working at home the entire time. My wife has been working at home since the pandemic started, and you can kind of see the kind of look in her face as she needs to get outside and do something because she's just been in the office the entire time. And I just wanted to feel like we had some type of normalcy going on by going into the office, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love Shell, I love Jules, I love Jer, I love seeing Cat and going into his office and talking to him. It feels normal, and when we can all be back together again as a show, I think it is just it'll just be that whole normal thing that we're so used to and that we love.
Well, I don't miss the drive down I-35 and back up I-35.
There it is.
Bingo, Norm, bingo.
But I can't tell you how much I miss seeing you guys. And Donnie, you're exactly right. Normathon was a hoot. We shortened it by 2 hours this year, and I almost felt like we should have gone on 2 more hours. It was just a really good time. We were having a good time seeing each other.
Right.
And but all this teaches us things. It teaches us how connected we are. It teaches us how much we miss each other at times. And I would long for the day to go back to studio. I'm not sure I'm gonna love doing the drive every day, but I am gonna love seeing all the people every day in the studio.
I have on Black Panther pajamas. You guys want to see them?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
All right. We'll take yes.
Hang on. I have
What are you doing, dude?
Well, I
had down earlier.
Hey, Donnie, we're still on.
I know. I had some warm-ups over them, so I had to take the
It'll be like that meme where you click the picture and you see something.
You can see my my Black Panther pajamas.
Oh, quick! Somebody take a picture so we can put it up on Donnie's wall.
Oh, no, here's the Black Panther right here. There we go.
Whoa!
All right. I will Wakanda forever that. Oh, okay. That's cool.
Wakanda forever.
All right. Well, this has been great. I'd like to really thank Shauna for being a part of this thing. And
she didn't ask you a question.
Everyone else,
get off of it.
All the other dudes.
Like Shauna.
Yeah, sorry, I was in and out, guys.
Julie,
hey, thanks you guys for taking time today. You know, we couldn't be together for Ticketstock this year. Ticketstock last year was our last in-person event together and with P1. So that's hopefully before too long, we'll get back to our regular event schedule. Camp Pound maybe, and Summer Bash maybe. And, you know, I don't know that we're going to be able to do Fight Night this year, but maybe next year. But I know that was the last big thing we were all together for. And this week is the best substitution we can do, but I know we've had a few of these now this week and they've all been great. They're a lot of fun. Once you get rolling, they just fly by. So thanks to all the P1s that are participating today. And guys, I'll just tell you this, as long as you promise not to talk about it on the air, you've set a record today with the number of participants. I've seen the highest mark here for Normandy Invasion, more than the Musers and more than the Hardline so far.
Yay!
Yay!
And this has also been the drunkennest Zoom that we've had so far. I can
That's what we do.
Of course, it would be Norm's Zoom, right?
That's right. Y'all have a great one. Thanks everybody for doing this. I'll see y'all.
Everyone who was in the room, we really appreciate it. We love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Jules, Jared, Norm, Michelle. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Thanks, Travis.
Girls.
And you too.
Bye, friend.
Talk to you in the morning.
All right now.
Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you someday.
Shauna.